Guten Tag. My name ist Tomohiko Yamanashi. Ich komme aus Japan. Ich bin Japanese architect. It works. Okay. But from now on, I'd like to speak in Japanese. English. No, sorry. No, Japanese doesn't make sense. Sorry. Okay. Anyway. Today, I'd like to talk about our practical application of BIM in our company. Before getting into the main topic, I'd like to explain about NIKKEN SEKKEI a little bit. NIKKEN SEKKEI is one of the biggest multidisciplinary architectural design firms, having more than 2,500 employees, as he mentioned. Our design field is not limited in architecture design only, but we are also very active in a wide range of the fields such as structural engineering, MEP, urban design, and civil engineering also. Now, I'm a principal architect in NIKKEN SEKKEI at the same time, and executive officer in charge of digital design team. We NIKKEN SEKKEI is designing many kinds of buildings. Especially, we are very good at large-scale urban complexes. In addition to that, the high-rise towers, such as Tokyo Sky Trees, and all the versions of the Tokyo Tower are also our design. As these examples show, our works have great influence on urban scenery of Tokyo and Japan. First of all, I'd like to explain our experimental usage of BIM in our company in early days. In other words, it was our first step of BIM. Usually, when we talk about BIM, we tend to look BIM as a tool for improving the productivity based on mass production concept. When we look making a building as an action of mass production, productivity is very important. Actually, building has such kind of aspect. But we think that originally, architecture should be built one by one according to the unique condition and order of each project. And each project needs an elaborated design. So when we try to use BIM as an experimental usage, we aim to use BIM to improve design quality, not based on mass production, but based on mass customization powered by information technology. As a first step for BIM experiment, I thought using BIM suddenly in their project was so dangerous. So I selected a project studying layout of the panels in architectural exhibition. The picture above is a real photo of the exhibition, not computer graphics. The picture below is the computer graphics generated by BIM. As you know, studying panel layout on the site usually takes so much time. But in this exhibition, we done all the panel layout study beforehand in the BIM. Not only that, the panel layout view was generated by generated by BIM in the computational way. And this movie is working? Okay, working. This movie shows how computer program generates the layout of pattern in a BIM through the computational way. Because of the time limitation, I can explain the process in detail here, but I guess you can understand so many patterns were generated by the computer program. Only what we should do to pick up the pattern which you like from the thousands of alternatives generated by computer program. As soon as you select the pattern, the computer also generated 2D drawings showing how we should set the panels in the exhibition site, because this system was connected with ArcCAD. It doesn't work. I'm sorry. Okay. Through the exhibition project, we learned what is BIM. and tried to adopt BIM in a real architectural project. It was a small theater project named Jimbocho Theater Building. Thanks for BIM, I got the New Face Award of Japan Institute of Architects in 2007 with this work. In this project, we tried to visualize Japanese complex building code with the combination of the ArcCAD and the building code analysis software. We succeeded to find the most optimized and fit to regulation shape on this site. This was it. And we used this shape as a basis of our design and reached this final shape with the help of ArcCAD. The next experimental project was an office building made of lumber named Mokuzai Kaikan. Mokuzai means lumber, Kaikan means a headquarters. Some of you might have already known it because this work appeared on the cover of the Architecture Review magazine in England. This is the west side elevation of the Mokuzai Kaikan. In this project, we used lumber eaves to cut the strong sunshine, direct sunshine from the west side. As you guess, it was very efficient tool to study this having facade like this. And the effect of it as I used to cut the direct sunshine. For your information, I'd like to tell you I got some architecture award with this project, such as the jury special award of the meeting AZ. Using lumber in some amount, I thought we could express Japanese tradition of the lumber buildings, and this building also worked as a safety carbon dioxide storage. This is a close-up view of the facade. The eaves made by lumber works as a sunshade at the same time, give outdoor refresh space to office workers. The lumber used here was based on Japanese traditional measurement. So you can feel Japanese tradition from this work as you are Japanese. Also, this is a very contemporary architecture. Lighting simulation used BIM were used in everywhere to decide the lighting condition in this building. If you see the characteristic dips having facade from the inside, you will recognize them working as a balcony for the office worker, as this photo shows. To study building design from users' level, BIM is very suitable tool. You may think a rich usage of lumber here push up the construction cost, maybe, but the answer is no. Actually, all the lumber elements here were cut by CNC, so-called CNC computer numeric control machine system, using BIM data. This was very precise, cost-conscious, and a very quick way. For example, CNC machine can cut the lumber 100 times faster than human beings. It roughly means the usage of a CNC machine can reduce the lumber cost about half. And I go to the next scheme. The third experiment was a hockey museum, a museum specialized for super realistic paintings. This work appeared on the cover of the Italian famous architecture magazine, Casabella. From the outside, this museum looked very complicated stacks of the tubes. Actually, this shape was generated from the effort to make a jointless spaces without any wires suspending the picture suitable for sensitive super realistic paintings. The tubes are made from steel. So all the pictures in the museum are set on the wall by magnets. Like this, the image of the floating picture in holes in white space appears. This is the light simulation image made during this design period. To make a natural spaces for super realistic paintings, we try to take in the natural light as much as possible. To study the lighting condition with both natural light and artificial light, the intuition of the architect is not enough. But the computer simulation using BIM was so helpful. to find a suitable combination. The exterior was it doesn't work. Oh, sorry. The exterior was a result of the careful and effective structure of the tubes generated by computer simulation. All the design works were done in the 3D virtual space in BIM. This shot shows a real view of the stacked tubes. It looks very complicated, but as you know, if you use the BIM, we can stack up these tubes very precisely. This is a real photo of the entrance hall. As this photo shows, every detail in this building was carefully designed to make the continuous spaces. I don't know why. Maybe this machine can understand my Japanese. In this museum, all the pictures are just floating in the white tubes like this. That's all. In this work, all the interior steel panel and the exterior steel panel are working not only as a finishes, but also working as a structure and air ducts. So I'd like to say there is no clear division between the design and the structure and the MEP in this work. For this kind of work, BIM can be a very strong design environment. Fortunately, I got the Grand Prix Award of Japanese Institute of Architects in 2012 with this work. The fourth experimental project was the Sony City Osaki, a research and development-oriented office for Sony Corporation. Some of you might have seen this work British Broadcast Corporation TV program. They came to Japan to gather information for the program because of this work's advanced green technology. This is the main facade of the Sony Osaka building. The most characteristic point of this facade is employing the balconies as an emergency escape route. To design depth-having facade, as I mentioned in the Lamba building also, BIM is very suitable. In addition to that, we try to use the handrails of the balconies as a green building element here. For this purpose, BIM worked very much. In the last 100 years, Tokyo's temperature has risen more than 3 degrees Celsius. We tend to think that the main reason why is global warming phenomenon. But actually, the reason is the heat island phenomenon. The heat island phenomenon has pushed up the Tokyo's temperature last more than 2 degrees Celsius in the last 100 years. So in this project, we aim to invent brand new environmental conscious buildings which could cool down itself only using rainwater. Okay. Through the ages, we Japanese and Asian have invented many techniques to cool our environment to use the heat of evaporation of rainwater, such as uchimizu and the sparkling water, as the photo on the left shows. And this ceramic pot on the right is another example. If you pour drinkable water in this pot, the water penetrates the surface of the ceramic and appear on the surface of it, and start to evaporate. During this simple process, the heat of evaporation absorbs a large amount of the heat, and the ceramic pot and the water inside is cooled down drastically. To adapt this phenomenon to the building, we decide to make a handrail with the ceramic pipes and flow the preserved rainwater in sunny days. To predict what kind of phenomenon would happen in if we employ this system in 140 meter by 140 meter facade. We use the computer simulation, and this is it. The simulation says the air is cooled down with this brand new facade that, based on primitive system, would surround the building itself with the cooled down air. As a result of the simulation, we found we would be able to cool down the surface of the building more than 10 degrees Celsius. And the temperature of the ground level would be cooled down about 2 degrees Celsius. We named this biomimic system BioSkin, because this system was the composition with the water, ceramic pipe, and pipes, and we asked the sanitary ware maker to make it, not a building facade maker. Here, as this drawing shows, all the drawings were made by architects slowly. Some members of the client said they could not understand the perspective view generated by BIM, unfortunately. So for that, we made some very detailed model. Usually it takes very long time to make them, but now we have a 3D printer. If you have a precise BIM model, it means that you can get very detailed real model with the help of 3D printer very easily, like this. This is a close-up shot of the real BioSkin. It's made of ceramic. Right. This is another shot from the inside and of the balcony. After completion, we check the effect of the BioSkin using a thermal camera. As this photo shows, we could confirm that BioSkin worked very, very much in the urban context. And this year, I got the most prestigious architecture award in Japan, the Prize of Architectural Institute of Japan, with this work. Also, this work was our first example of the full-range BIM practice using the ArcCAD. Through this experimental project, we have convinced we should use BIM as our official design environment in NIKKEN SEKKEI. About 3 years ago, we started to make a preparation of the BIM implementations all over our company. We have established 2 different kinds of the team. One is the 3D Center and another is the DDL. The 3D Center is a team of the promoting the BIM implementation in all over the company. The DDL is an abbreviation of the Digital Design Laboratory and mainly concerned with the cutting-edge usage of the computational design in practical work. This chart shows how we use the 3D-related applications in our works in daily basis. As you can see, ArcCAD plays an important role as a platform of BIM data and generates all drawings for us. Only inside Japan, we have 4 branch offices and BIM servers. To supervise this system, I really look forward to the appearance of the BIM cloud. The debut of the BIM cloud is one of the greatest gifts from GRAPHISOFT this year. So now we have started to use the BIM for all kinds of works. This is a typical cost-conscious project. Even this kind of work, we start to use BIM and we get some output. Look like this, we use BIM as a very practical tool for ordinary projects and the changes of the quality of them. In those processes, we have started to think that what kind of improving will happen if we make a collaboration with the team with the GRAPHISOFT to make the ArcCAD more better. So we made an agreement with the GRAPHISOFT last year to outline the agreement can be summarized into these 4 lines. Maybe you don't need to go through one by one. The most characteristic and important point is that it is not a custom development agreement. Once we thought we should keep our know-how of BIM inside our company, but we soon realized that this closed concept means nothing. The most important thing is to attend to improving the process of BIM energetically and provide ideas positively. Only through this open stance, open mind stance, we can be a top-notch BIM user and architecture firm. These are why I'm standing here and mention about the BIM practice in our company. Today, I have talked about NIKKEN SEKKEI's BIM practice. It is a very start point, but we already feel the strength of the BIM so much, as I mentioned today. From now on, we'd like to spread our usage of BIM to the field of the life cycle building design and new building-related business. This is the end of my presentation. Thank you very much for your invitation.
I just mentioned before that using BIM is not only a benefit for your company, but also for Japan. May I ask you to tell us a little bit more about this idea?
Because actually, frankly speaking, Japanese architecture design market starts to be shrinking, as you know. So if we can make the new kind of business model with using BIM, maybe we can import that kind of thing to the Asian countries as a Japan quality or something. That's why.
Do you think that this could also have an impact on the usage of the building, let's say on facility management and on restructures one day?
I think it's a very important viewpoint. Until now, architects only concerned about the design period only, but the total cost is mostly spent in building usage process. So if we can work with such kind of period, facility management, something, we can change our business more drastically. So and also we can have a possibility to make our market wider. So that's why I try to go inside the building management period as an architect.
One project that you showed is the Sunny City Osaka.
Yes.
Where you succeeded in cooling down the facade temperature from 35 to 27 degrees. Who came up with that idea? Was it you? Was it the client? How did this develop?
Yeah, I started this work only with 4 members of my colleagues. In the first meeting, it was we spent 4 hours. During that period, we invented that system. But to realize it, we need more 4 years.
And the client accepted the idea immediately?
No, because first.
How did you do that?
When I made the presentation to that idea to the client, they said, "Marvelous, you dream too much." So, but with using the BIM and movies generated by BIM, to show that kind of very visual material, I succeed to grasp the heart of the client. So, for me, the BIM is not only the improving design quality, it could be a very nice presentation too, to catch the client heart.
What does the client say today?
Oh, because when I show that movie to the client, I try to accept their heart. But as soon as they saw it, they already grasp the heart by movie and say, okay, we decide to employ the entrance here because it's the most cool down point. So they don't say yes or no. They convince to use it already.
Okay. Thank you very much. Congratulations to your project.